Moreover, our military professionals believe that they had no military significance, and they were based on political grounds only, and the casualties of the adversary were huge. As a result, as I have said, the Kiev authorities not only turned down our ceasefire proposal, but also tried to intimidate the leaders of the countries that planned to attend the festive events in Moscow. You know, dear colleagues, when I met with colleagues in Moscow, it dawned on me, it occurred to me, I'll share this thought with me. Well, I just figured, whom were they trying to intimidate to mark and commemorate the victory over Nazi Germany? The point is that those who came to us are not the official position leaders. These are spiritual and character leaders and sentiment leaders, and they're leaders in terms of upholding their own opinions. And who tried to intimidate them? Who would snap the salute to the former SS soldiers and make national heroes out of those who were the Nazi collaborators in the Second World War times? I think this is an attempt with undue means, unfit means, and those who try to commit that are not up to the mark to their efforts. I repeat, on several occasions, on many occasions, we proposed to ceasefire and never declined to dialogue with the Ukrainian party. Let me also remind you that it wasn't us who suspended or stopped talks in 2022. It was the Ukrainian side, and in this respect, against all odds, we proposed to the Kiev authorities to resume the talks they stopped and terminated in April 2022. I'm referring to direct talks without any preconditions, and we propose to start immediately on next Thursday, on the 15th of May, in Istanbul, the venue that held them before. Well, it is well known that the Turkish colleagues proposed their services to organize such talks, and President Erdogan did a lot to organize those talks in the past. As a result of those talks back then, a draft of joint agreement was prepared and initialed by the head of the Kiev negotiating teams, but upon the behest of the West, it was thrown into the litter bin. Tomorrow, a phone conversation is planned with the Turkish President Erdogan, and I would ask him to provide this opportunity to hold talks in Turkey. I really hope that he will confirm his desire to facilitate peace in Ukraine. We are committed to holding serious talks with Ukraine in order to eliminate the root causes of the conflict, to arrive at a enduring, long-lasting peace in the long run, in the long historical run. I cannot rule out that during those talks we will be able to negotiate and come to terms over new ceasefires or truces, real ones that would be respected not only by Russia but the Ukrainian side, and would be a first step to a long-lasting, enduring peace, not a prologue to continuing the armed conflict after re-equipping and rearming and digging trenches and new defensive checkpoints. Who would want such peace? So our proposal is on the table. So now it's up to the Ukrainian authorities and their mentors and their supervisors to decide, and those are guided by their personal political ambitions, not the interests of their peoples. It seems they want to continue warfare against Russia with the hands of the Ukrainian Nazis. I repeat, Russia is ready for talks without any precondition. The hostilities are now ongoing. The war is waged, and we propose that the talks should be reinstated, the talks that were not stopped by us. Those who are peace seekers cannot but support that. And I'd like once again to express our gratitude for the mediation and brokerage to peacefully resolve the Ukrainian crisis by our international partners like China, Brazil, the countries of Africa and the Middle East, and of late the new administration of the United States of America. In closing, I would once again like to thank everybody who shared those festive events with us, dedicated to the 80th anniversary of victory over the Nazism, the spirit of solidarity and accord that united us in Moscow during these days will help us build fruitful cooperation and partnerships for the sake of progress, security and peace. And seizing this opportunity, I'd also like to note the huge part played by the media, leading international outlets and TV channels and press members who covered the many hours of these meetings and events, and they did their utmost so that people worldwide could feel the unique atmosphere of these festive days. And I also thank you for this encounter, quite a late one, and everybody is tired, definitely. Thank you very much for your kind attention. And actually, it is so late, it's around 2 a.m. Moscow time, so I let you go and rest. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Goodbye.